In this video, I'm going to give you an update on some of my indoor pepper projects. And I'm going to show you one brand new project that popped up in some seedlings. I'll try to give just a little bit more detail for some of you folks that might be interested in these. I have 5 of these variegated peppers with upright peppers. They have some slight variations. This first one is about 5 inches high and about 3 or 4 inches wide. The peppers are cream color with streaks of purple. Right behind it, this pepper is about the same size, but the peppers are green with purple stripes instead of cream color. I'm thinking of culling this one, but I'm going to let the peppers ripen first. The next one is about 4 inches tall and 4 inches wide. The peppers are green with cream color streaks. This one seems to have a lot more white color in the leaves and a lot more blooms. I'm pretty sure I'm going to save seeds from this one. Number 4 is about 6 inches tall and about 6 or 8 inches wide and has lots of blooms on it and already more peppers. This is another one that I'm pretty sure I'm going to save seeds from. This one is my favorite from this group, and these are all F3s. The last pepper in this group is about 4 inches tall and about 4 inches wide, and I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not to save seeds from that one. Now I'll back away just a little bit so you can get a better look at all of these together and some of the other seedlings that I have started that I'll talk about next. I'm really excited to see what the next generation brings, and I'll have some of those growing before we plant in the spring. In the front of this tray, I have some F4 black pearl hybrids. They're a cross between a black pearl and an unknown pepper, and so far I'm really pleased with how they're turning out. I'll show you what the last generation looked like, so you can see why I'm kind of excited about this one. Here's a look at the F3 generation, and I'd like to keep these as close to this as I possibly can. I have more seeds if I don't have any keepers in the group I have growing now. Last summer, one of my F2s had variegated leaves. I saved seeds from that one and planted them here. I have about 20 or so of those. So far I see no variegation, so I'll probably be culling all of these but one. The reason I'm saving that one because it's a new cross. I knew this one was different when the leaves started to turn dark. The cotyledon leaves are almost black. This is a cross between my variegated F pepper and one of my black pearl hybrids or one of my purple flash hybrids. Speaking of black pearl hybrids, I saved seeds from a second line of those, and I have 4 plants growing from those seeds. The first 2 are very dark, but the next 2 aren't very dark at all. Right now I'm thinking of culling the 2 that aren't very dark because they just don't seem that interesting to me. This one has a little orange pepper at the top, and the other one right next to it will have the very same type of pepper, except instead of pointing up, the peppers are pointing down. Then on the very end of this row, I have a couple more peppers that are very dark. And they're just now starting to form peppers, and I'm guessing I'll probably be culling these too. So far as it looks, I'll probably only be saving seeds from one of these plants in this row. The rest will have to go. In the next row, I have purple flash hybrids, and a lot of those are starting to form peppers now, and most of the peppers are pretty dark, with some being just a little bit lighter. Then we have some that show more variegation than others, and some that are just dark. Then there are a few that are starting to look a little more like a purple flash, which is where they originated. Those have lots of little purple leaves at the top of the plants. Most of these plants are only about 5 inches tall, but they're stunted a little bit from being in those small pots. I'm not sure what all that dusty stuff is at the top of the plants, but I think it could be pollen. These peppers are F3s, and before we move on to the next row, I'll show you what the F2 that I saved seeds from look like. The F2 had very dark leaves and peppers that started out very dark purple and then changed to a light peach color as they ripened. I'd like to keep the F3s looking as much like this as I can, but I have plenty of seeds to replant if I need to. In the front row I have more Purple Flash hybrids from a different line, and I've been calling these just dwarfs because they're only about 3 or 4 inches tall. But for right now I don't see any that are very interesting except for maybe 1 or 2. I'm hoping to be able to save seeds from some of these projects and have seedlings for the next generation growing sometime around the first of the year. We'll just have to see how that goes. Let us know which one of these projects looks the most interesting to you, and if you're just now finding this channel, please subscribe. We'll see you next time.